Okay guys, what's up vlog? Today I want to talk about um, being an artist in a third world country, and I just want to talk about my experience, my personal experience being an artist in a third world country, and maybe my personal struggles and the things I do to keep me going, and maybe in some way you could relate to this, but I hopefully you could find something in there to kind of help you go on if you're from a third world country or if you relate to my situation. So basically I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, and that's like a small little island in the Caribbean that nobody really knows about when you go on the eastern side of the world. I was born and raised here, and I did art in the University of the West Indies, and when I went there, it was just more fine art and design, and for me, I wanted to get into like comic books and animation and stuff, and there wasn't any real like opportunity to like learn these things from any local teachers. So anything that I learned, I had to like go on the internet, search, try and find resources to learn anything. And I was totally inexperienced. I didn't even know what kind of art I wanted to do at the time. Back then I thought maybe I wanted to get into like drawing comic books and stuff, and for a while I was like into that, and you know, like I went on the online, and I on DeviantArt, and I was like on forums and stuff, and I was talking to some people, and you know, I got a little freelance little jobs and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is really cool, you know, I could do this, and you know, like I'll be home and like drawing with my really bad drawing skills. I hadn't got any training, but I was happy because I was drawing like comic books and making like a little bit of money. And for a while that was like okay, cool, but I wasn't making any real money doing that, and so I kind of had to find something else, like, because this wasn't gonna cut it. And while I was doing that, I realized like comics wasn't really for me, because it's drawing comics is like a really lonely profession. You're just home all day drawing, and it gets kind of depressing, a bit lonely and stuff. So I wanted to be around other artists. I wanted to learn from other people, and there was always like this kind of this struggle, or this like this feeling of unfairness, like, oh, like being stuck in this third world country, and like I can't get the education that I want, I can't like meet the artists that I want, I can't apply for the jobs that I want, because even if I was like really good, like applying for like jobs in like the US or Canada where the industry is flourishing, like it's so hard, because you have to be better than all those other artists in that country, and even if you get hired, then you have to like get the visa and stuff and see if you'll get through. So that it's like there's so many walls that I think that are there that I felt like they were blocking me from moving forward. And like it never like my failures never came from a lack of like trying. It was always because like you try, and there's always this wall, and when you hit this wall, you just get like so sad and so like down and stuff, and like it's hard to get back up, because the community in like, well, personally in my country is really small, right? So like not a lot of people would have the same experiences that I have. Like I know a few people who have the same struggles and they're doing their thing, but it's not a lot. So usually like you'd have to go online to meet other artists and stuff, and like and to join other communities and stuff. So from quitting trying to be into comics, when I had finished university, I didn't know what I was gonna do. Like, I was like, what next? Because there's pretty much nothing that I want to do in terms of art that was available in Trinidad. Like, so I was like really down after university. Like what am I gonna do now? I have no idea what the heck am I gonna do. And so it just so happened that I had visited my sister in Canada for a vacation, a short vacation, and there was this event, Schoolism. Many of you will probably know about it. I think it was the first Schoolism event in Toronto back in 2015, and I'm so glad I went to that event. And when I went there, I met so many people, like so many experienced artists. I met Steven Silva, I met Brenda Chapman, Kevin Lima, the director of Tarzan. I met Claire Wendland, French artist, and Bobby Chu. And when I went there, I realized, you know what, I need to educate myself and to become a better artist, because in order to even try to make it in the industry I want to make it to, which is like animation, storyboarding and stuff, you need to really educate yourself and to get better. I realized, like, no matter how much I practice, just practicing the wrong thing wasn't gonna make me a good artist. Like, I needed to really invest in myself. So at that time, I just took like pretty much all my savings and just invested it in just education. Like, I didn't know really what I wanted to do. So on Schoolism, I took like the character design class, the gesture drawing class, the landscape painting class. Like, I just took everything, and like through each class I was discovering like more about myself as an artist. And while I was doing that, I did a storyboarding course, and when I did that course, I was like, whoa, this thing is really hard, but it's calling to me, like, to do story and to be a story artist. And the thing about it is that at that time I was like a way better character design artist. I was like really good at that. It was just coming to me, like doing gesture and shapes and all of that stuff. I was like, this is like really good, and I wasn't good at storyboarding. So I decided, hey, let me try to do storyboarding, and I did it, right? But the class I took was only an introductory class, and to me there isn't much online in terms of resources for like really in-depth storyboarding that's affordable. Like all the classes I see online for storyboard is like $800 US and stuff like that. So I didn't have that amount of money. So for that time, all I could have done was the Schoolism, which you should check out. Is a plug for Schoolism. Do that. It's so cheap. And so I actually took 2 years of the Schoolism subscription, and I was just pounding it. During this time, I had sacrificed, like, I gave up like a whole bunch of stuff. I gave up video games. I gave up like pretty much like relaxation time, hanging out with friends, like, because I was just like determined to get better, so I could just get out of like the situation I was in, or the feelings like I was having of just not being good enough. And like I knew I would have to work like extra hard, because like the people in America and Canada and all these other first world countries, they have access to these like events and stuff like all the time. Like this was just like I was just lucky enough to attend one of these events, but they have like these things all the time where they can meet artists and stuff. So I knew like the only way I could get better is to utilize what I could and what I could afford to make myself better. And so I gave up so much, like in terms of like enjoying daily stuff, and that's something I never regret, because even though it was like pretty much all the money I had, like I spent it on something that was like something that I will have forever. Like the way I improved as an artist, like I always have that, and like it's never gonna go away. Like if I took that money and I spent it on like some stupid video game and I played for 10 hours, like that money is gone. But what I improved with myself, I have it forever. And so like as an artist, especially as a turbo artist, I have to be constantly improving on my craft. And while I was taking the schoolism courses, I didn't have like as much drive to do a storyboard, because when you're doing a storyboard you need like a script and maybe like some character design references, and it was something like that was so overwhelming compared to the character design where you just draw some characters based on some references and a few ideas, right? So I wasn't developing like a storyboard portfolio and stuff like that, and it was always at the back of my head, because story was always like, oh, it's like do some stuff, and like it was so hard. And then I got an opportunity, right, through like a scholarship, and to go to South Korea and to apply for an internship in South Korea with a studio called Funny Flux. And one of the intern positions was a storyboard trainee. So in my head I was like, I've never received any formal training in storyboarding, right? So, and even though there was a character design position which I thought I would probably really shine in, I told myself, you know what, I'm gonna go in there and sign up for storyboarding, and miraculously I was chosen. So I was super happy about that. So when I went there, I was expecting to like be like the really sucky one, and I was, but I didn't expect that I would be that uneducated about storyboarding. And it was like really tough at first, like sucking that much, and but I knew that this is why I chose the storyboarding, because I wanted to learn. I didn't want to go into the studio excuse me, and be like in a position where I'm good at the job and I'm not learning stuff and I'm not growing, and to me that would have been a waste of time. So over the 7 months there, it was really tough. It was really tough. I worked on as like a cleanup artist on a 3D television show, and I learned like the difference between like storyboarding for 3D and storyboarding for 2D and the cameras, and like it was like a whole new door open, because I had no idea all these intricacies went into storyboarding. And I learned so much there, and it kind of confirmed in my head the kind of artist I wanted to be, and it was so eye-opening. But eventually that opportunity finished, and I had to come back to Trinidad.